Hello, my name's Willow. The second draft of our carpentry qualification from our Industry Skills Council indicates some serious issues. It seems that the building industry is having too much to say about what they want in the carpentry trade, and this cannot bode well for anyone. The carpentry employers are such a broad church that the training needs of one will be contradicted totally by the other. If I was designing a carpentry course, I would observe what carpenters do and extract the skill requirements that are needed to support that. I wouldn't ask anyone in the industry because it has been proven that pandering to wants will most likely neglect the very thing that is needed. I would look at our government licensing systems and see what they expect of a carpenter. I would ask the general public about what they think a carpenter does. My bet is that most people would expect a carpenter to say, build a timber deck, erect some posts and beams, pitch a roof and trim it, and all of that to the code. That's probably not a bad start. Older carpenters, still working, deserve a say. We can't devalue their tickets by continuing to make things easier and quicker for the new kids. And to the new ones themselves, we need to maintain the skills in our trade if we want to attract and keep good and clever people. Our industry's got to stop promising meaningful careers and apprenticeships to young kids, and then using them as semi-skilled labour to put together components that other semi-skilled workers have made in factories, and then sign them off after 2 years with a full carpentry qualification. I might have just described the vast majority of new building work, housing and commercial, as it happens in Australia today, but really, if you can learn all you need to know in 6 months, or 2 years even, it's not a trade. It might be a certificate 1 or 2, but it's not a trade. And when we coerce young entrants into this ruse, we must not be surprised when they leave. I would get inspiration from the Carpenter's Code, AS 1684. There is nothing in the code that a qualified carpenter doesn't need to know. I would look at the Carpentry Award and the government sponsorship of apprenticeships. They are inextricably linked to the ticking off of competencies. That means that each unit must be of near equal value. You can't mix stairs with eaves, or roof framing with trusses, cladding with explosive-powered tools. They aren't equal. So what's needed? Well, everyone needs a certificate that they can rely on. They haven't had that for a long time. It must attest to the practical skills of the carpenter where it can, and accurately reflect the capacity of the learner to know and apply codes and standards and concepts where it can't. A proper Certificate 3 carpentry skill set will acknowledge that all of the core skills that a carpenter needs will most likely not be experienced during their trade. Our trade is not entirely suited to competency-based assessment, and the training documents should reflect that reality. So after consulting with many top quality carpenters, here's my list. Each unit would require about 50 or 60 hours of off-the-job training and assessment. Why? Because no one has demonstrated to me that it is delivered on the job. Recent news articles have announced that 85% of home units are defective. I could safely say that it is worse in the housing sector. I was on a seminar the other day with an expert in thermal comfort of houses. He bemoaned the fact that most houses are designed for a 3-star rating. When the maximum is 10, there's a sad story there. And the average, when tested, is 0.3. Our lack of knowledge and attention to detail is putting a heavy burden on society. And there is no safety training here. That's because the white card has it covered. There is no need for more safety training than what is required to work safe. Safety training has been the epitome of training for training's sake. And no electives, seriously. Are we expecting that the people who employ carpenters need to delve into the makeup of their certificates to identify if they have the skills to do a certain job? Every qualified carpenter must possess a consistent and reliable set of skills and knowledge to do or efficiently learn the carpentry job. So I honestly believe that carpentry has a bright future, but we must stop chasing an industry that is de-skilling its heart out at an ever-increasing rate. We must hold the line and deliver to our industry and our society a reliable, quality carpentry certificate.